Does anyone here believe in reincarnation?
Oh, yeah.
Before you dismiss the idea, there's a young boy you need to meet. NBC's Cynthia McFadden is here with a remarkable story. Cynthia, good morning.
Good morning. It's really a question as old as the ages, of course. What happens when we die? And is it possible that the dead return, reborn as others? Okay. It's a leap for many of us, maybe most Americans, but recently we met a little boy and his mother who are convinced he lived a previous life. They persuaded us to take a closer look. And while their story doesn't prove reincarnation exists, it sure does make you wonder. Meet Ryan, a 10-year-old boy from the Midwest who says he's been here before. Does this have any meaning for you now?
I'm pretty sure that's one of my wives.
Is 10-year-old Ryan a boy with an overactive imagination? Or the reincarnation of a man who died more than a half-century ago? It's a mystery that began when he was just 5.
It was scary at times because he wouldn't sleep at night. He would wake up in the middle of the night screaming and crying. One night he said, "Mom, I have something I need to tell you. I think I used to be somebody else." He started just telling me these stories about how he had lived in Hollywood.
Had you ever given much thought to this whole idea of reincarnation?
No, ma'am. I grew up in a Baptist church. You know, that's not something that we were taught to believe in.
And so she tried to keep it a secret, worried everyone would think her son was crazy.
But when we found the picture, it changed everything.
A photo in a book about the golden age of Hollywood.
She turns to a page in the book, and it's black and white, and I say, "That's me." That's who I was.
That's me.
Yeah.
And you thought?
I just was stunned.
The picture was from the movie Night After Night, the film debut of Mae West.
Goodness, what beautiful diamond. Goodness had nothing to do with it, dearie.
Her lines were memorable, but that unnamed extra, the man who Ryan pointed to, he was in just 2 scenes and didn't speak a single word.
This was the picture that his mom sent me.
Finally, Ryan's memories could be attached to a face. But who was he? Ryan's mother turned to this man for help, Dr. Jim Tucker, a child psychiatrist at the University of Virginia. For 50 years, researchers here have tracked 2,500 cases of children claiming past lives.
And your conclusion is what?
These cases demand an explanation, that we can't just write them off.
He's written about many of them in his book, Return to Life. But he says few of his cases have as many details as Ryan's.
How he had danced on Broadway, and then had gone to Hollywood to work in the movies. Then he had worked for an agency, seen the world from big boats, talked about going to Paris. All of this, frankly, seemed quite unlikely to me for an extra with no lines in the movie.
Ryan also remembered he had 2 sisters, that he was married 5 times, and lived on a street with the word rock in it. He even asked his mother for True-Aid, a brand of orange soda discontinued 50 years before he was born.
And it would be, "My last room was grander. I want to go back to my swimming pool. When I wanted to go somewhere, I went down and saw the boys down at the bank, and they gave me the money, and I went."
Behaving like this Hollywood mogul, not like the 5-year-old child.
Exactly.
It took a Hollywood archivist to finally identify the man in that old movie. His name, Marty Martin. And just like Ryan said, he'd become a powerful Hollywood agent.
Ryan had talked about how people would change their names at the agency, and of course the talent agency, they were changing people's names all the time.
And Martin did dance on Broadway, travel the world, had 2 sisters, and even went to Paris with his wife. It was his 5th wife. And that street with the word rock in it, Martin lived on Roxbury Drive in Beverly Hills. His daughter even confirmed he had a craving for orange soda, just like Ryan said. We found a bottle of that long-forgotten brand on eBay.
Of course, a lot of people are going to say, come on, this is the parent or somebody else feeding them information.
I mean, it's just inconceivable that the parents, for some reason, had done all that. This information wasn't on the internet.
But even with the 55 specific things Ryan said that turned out to be true, one claim still bothered Dr. Tucker.
He said he didn't see why God would let you get to be 61 and then make you come back as a baby. So that looked like just an incorrect statement.
That's because Marty Martin's death certificate stated he was 59 when he died.
Since then, I've gotten information that the death certificate was actually incorrect, which would have made Marty Martin 61 when he died.
So he was just lying about his age like everybody else in Hollywood.
Or is a typo on the death certificate, or, who knows what.
Right.
Ryan was right all along.
Are you glad you've had this experience?
Yes, I am.
Does it still feel real to you now that you're 10? I still feel like it's real, and it is kind of fading.
A chance to let go of the past and just be a kid.
So Ryan headed off from our interview to go play paintball. You can read more of the 55 specific facts that Ryan got right about Marty Martin's life on today.com. Now, it all may just be lucky guessing, Guy. Or maybe we need to pay more attention.
You're freaking me out.
Yeah, really.
I know.
There's way too many details for that to be just guessing.
This is just
I went into this saying,
How does that feel now?
Did you actually go like that?
It's my skeptical raised eyebrow look.
Yes. That's incredible.
Cool.
That's amazing.
It's really interesting, and the University of Virginia, no slouch in the, they didn't make the college basketball playoffs, but
No, yes, they did.
Yes, they did.
They're one of the top seeds.
Oh, they're in my
number 2.
bracket.
There you go.
Yeah.
Number 2, absolutely.
okay, so that and reincarnation. What more do you want?
We get this 10-year-old kid as our agent.
Cynthia, fabulous. That's great. Thank you very much.